Your weak body parts are gonna be your fucking weak body parts. It's just God said, you know what? Marc Lobliner, you're gonna have fucking arms. They're always gonna be a problem no matter what you fucking do. And your fucking calves are always gonna look silly compared to your big ass hamstrings and quads. And that's just what you're gonna fucking deal with. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, CEO, MTS Nutrition. First thing I wake up in the morning, I look at the Tiger Fitness group on Facebook, facebook.com, and it's the Tiger Fitness group. I'll link it down below. Besides the point, this question was one that I started writing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to answer this because I like to answer as many questions as possible. This one, I think, warranted a video, and it's about nuclei training. It comes from Mo Alfath. Question from Marc Lobliner. First of all, big fan, bro. My question is, what do you think about nuclei training and how to properly do it? I heard it helps you build your lagging muscles by training them every day for 5 times a week for a month and a half or so. I see people getting results from it though. Thanks again. Now you have to realize muscle protein synthesis is elevated for a little over 24 hours post-training. So if I was to train, let's say chest, then if I was to train that Monday, then I'd still have some synthesis increase on Wednesday, which is why you look at the mechanism of steroids and why they say steroid users don't have to train as frequently as non-steroid users. It's because that protein synthesis is going to be artificially elevated because, well, they're on exogenous hormones, aka steroids. So that's besides the point. Now, you have people training full body 3 times a week. You have people training upper, lower, upper, lower. You have people training push, pull legs. My argument to the point against training full body, not saying I don't like it, I'm just saying I don't think it's the holy grail, is one, you don't recover enough to get a real strength increase. You know, if I'm still sore as shit or tired as shit, like if I'm gonna do trap bar deadlifts yesterday, right? And I did that. If I was to do them again today, I doubt my strength would be up there because there is a recovery period. Now, it's not all about muscle protein synthesis. There's other things that need to recover. There's your nervous system. There's your actual joints, your tendons, your cartilage. And I like things like squatting every day because it's a primal movement. A primal movement is a movement that your body needs to be able to do to survive. For example, bending. If you can't bend over to pick something up, you're probably not going to live in the jungle for a long time. If you can't squat, you can't properly excrete waste, you can't poop, it's not a good look. If you can't push, you know, you can't push things away from you if you're getting attacked, right? If you can't pull things in, well, think about it. You can't bring things in and collect them and gather them. So we look at these primal movements. Now, if it was the case that training a muscle group for every day would make it grow, we'd all have really fucking big calves. Because every time we take a step and walk, our calves are getting that repeated bout. Or that is a mini calf raise. Every day I go into boxing. I box 5 days a week. I do 7 straight minutes of jumping rope. I've been doing that for about 5 weeks. My calves still fucking suck. Here's the bottom line. What I feel should be done, rather than looking at nuclei training, everyday training, training like a bro, all this, you can't train like a bro. And here's why. When you do a chest press, you're inherently bringing in your shoulders and your triceps as accessory movers, being that you can't push a bar out without activating your triceps. You cannot push a bar out without stabilizing with your deltoid. So you're always, no matter what you're doing, you can't even bench press without activating your core or tightening your glutes and your thighs if you're doing a bench press and not a machine press. Even then, you're going to be tightening those. So there's no such thing, unless you're maybe doing a Mike Mentzer style leg extension, leg curl, all Nautilus, high intensity training type he did, that you can even isolate a muscle group. And I doubt any of you are trying to do that. So I think we're overthinking things. Also, there's new emerging data coming from a man named Brad Schoenfeld, which is actually showing superiority to bro splits, which is body part training each muscle group 1 day a week for natural lifters, as opposed to doing frequency training, which is muscle groups 2 to 4 times a week. So while this might be a nice little shock to the system, I believe, let's say, if your arms are weak and you get to doing heavy biceps or even light every day, I think that that could lead, being that acute trauma to the joint here, to some joint issues. I'll be real here. When I was coming up for about 5 straight years, when I was working on my pro card, I know I have a mirror. I don't need people on Instagram or YouTube to tell me this. I know that my chest and back are really good. They're really good body parts. My arms are average at best. They're not my good body part. They're big, but my insertions are long, and my biceps and triceps do not look near on par with my back and my chest. So I trained biceps and triceps alongside my other muscle groups every single day. I trained them 5 days a week. And guess what? They still are my weak body part. Bottom line is, you're not gonna bring up your weak body part by doing something that some fucking schlub online says is the next best thing. Now you look at what scientists recommend, like real training people, you look at like John Meadows and what he recommends. Exos. Exos does an upper push, upper pull, lower pull split. You look at what these guys do. These are professional, research-based trainers who are doing these systems. Just because some fucking bro on YouTube or Instagram, I don't even know who fucking created nuclei training. I'm just going by my knowledge of training. But I'm guessing it's an internet thing because people seem to give a fuck now. And it's nothing worth giving a fuck about. It's just another fly-by-night training system that is kind of, it gets views. Okay, and of course, if you're undertrained and you go to training 5 days a week, you're gonna get results, but what happens after those 6 weeks? Did you put 12 inches on your arms? No. Your arms are gonna, what happens is when you're training 5 days a week, let's say your arms, you're gonna super compensate by having more muscle glycogen in there, and it's gonna be pumped with fluid, it's gonna be swollen. What happens when you go from that 5 to 7 day a week training with nuclei training, and you go back down to 1 to even 3 times a week, you're gonna have less of that swelling and inflammation. Same thing as when that retarded 18-hour arm workout, 8-hour arm workout came out. Yeah, you grew a ½ inch because it's swollen. It's literally acute trauma to the area. So the reason I wanted to explain this is because explaining training overall, your weak body parts are gonna be your fucking weak body parts. It's just God said, you know what? Marc Lobliner, you're gonna have fucking arms. They're always gonna be a problem no matter what you fucking do, and your fucking calves are always gonna look silly compared to your big ass hamstrings and quads, and that's just what you're gonna fucking deal with. Then you have your people who are blessed like Phil Heath, who has no weak points. Then you have Dexter Jackson, who won the Mr. Olympia, who has calves smaller than my fucking 12-year-old daughters. You don't think Dexter fucking trains his calves? You don't think Dexter's tried training calves every day? Training a muscle group every day isn't a new thing. When bodybuilders had weak calves, first thing we were told to do is train them every day. And I did that, and guess what? All I had to show for it was sore Achilles. That's it. So, is it bad? No. Is it good? Maybe. Is it the cure for a weak body part? No. The only thing you can do for that is go back in time, change who the fuck your parents are, and maybe go have a conversation with God, Jesus Christ, whoever your belief system thinks is the deity, the God, the one in charge. Talk to that guy. Because guess what? Or female, don't want to assume gender. Talk to that guy. Because guess what? Unless you change your parents, and unless you change God's outlook on your calf growth or your arm growth or whatever your weak point is, it's still going to be your fucking weak point. Anyway, guys, that's all I got to say. Tiger Fitness Group, you see how big of a deal I paid, much attention I paid to this group, because I straight up did a video before anybody's awake because I wanted to answer this as best I can. Thanks for watching, guys. That's not a game.